Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Harmony and Strength Show. Our goal is to promote health and well-being in the various areas of life and to educate and empower you with holistic information for optimum living. I am Simbi.
And I'm Halim.
And
Together,
we are Harmony and
Strength.
Strength. Now, as we begin, we want to invite you to visit our Facebook page and like our Facebook page at Harmony and Strength. And make sure you visit our website at qualityheartbeats.com to partake in some of our great products that we have for your health and well-being. And we have a featured product that we want to share with you now, and it's called Sweet and Tight. And sit tight as I share our ad with you.
Come, experience the wonders of Sweet and Tight. We follow nature's way by going deep at the cellular level to pull toxins out of your body, leaving you fresh as spring. A freshness that carries the hypnotic fragrance of pheromones, producing a sweet surrender. When used regularly, this special blend of fruit extracts will allow you and your partner to enjoy the continued sweetness of your feminine nectar. Order now at www.qualityheartbeats.com.
Okay, how you doing, Lesley?
I'm good. How are you?
We have the lovely Lesley Tavernier back with us again. So thank you for gracing us with your presence. So what we're going to discuss tonight, well, first, let us do this. Lesley is a feminine power coach, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you gave us some wonderful information last time pertaining to relationships, to relationship success. And today we're going to follow that conversation up with a topic, a great topic, pertaining to your first sexual experiences. I mean, not necessarily yours personally, but people in general, our first sexual experiences and how they can destroy our sexual life. And if they're not, done with the proper consciousness and so forth. And then how we can overcome some of these pitfalls. But first, Lesley, share with us your contact information so everyone knows how to get in contact.
Yes, you just use my name, Lesley, Lesley, and then my last name, Tavernier, and you can search for that on Facebook or on Instagram, and you'll find me with my full name. And that's also the title for my website, which is lesleytavernier.com. So I'm easy to find.
Right. So Lesley is always hitting us with some profound information pertaining to relationships. Relationships. She has relationship help for women and for men. And really deal with thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
Halim, is that your phone vibrating? If you can put it on silent. Somebody's phone keeps vibrating.
It's Halim.
It's making a loud noise.
Then you won't hear me.
Why? Well, we'll deal with it. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
So Halim, go on and speak on what you want.
Lesley has a very natural way of expressing herself, and her information is so on point. So we know, Lesley, that oftentimes when our first experiences with our sexuality is uninformed and is just driven basically by passion, and we don't have any experience in that expression. And oftentimes, that it just leaves us feeling void, both men and women. Guys, our whole psychology is to exceed, be useful, to, conquer. And oftentimes, when it comes to our sexuality, that's just not the case. We fail. We don't know how to approach the lady verbally. Our text is not, what it needs to be. It's not tender. We're rough. We don't know how to kiss. We become quick. We're quick. Over with, want to go to sleep, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So for women, I know, oftentimes their frustration is with the guy that, he didn't know this, he didn't know that, and not realizing that this is also his first experience.
Yeah.
So, we have that dilemma going on. We men supposed to know everything, and they don't know everything. And the woman is expecting him to know, and, it just mess things up. So how do we get it right?
That's a big question. How do you fix all of that damage?
Right, all the answers right now.
Well, wow. I'm going to have to give a general answer because that's a huge question. But, your sexual pleasure is part of your divinity. It's part of who you are as a god and goddess on this planet. So first you have to become aware of that. It's not about what you saw in porn. It's not about how your body looks. It's not about what this person thinks of you. It's not about whether they love you or don't love you. None of that matters. That has nothing to do with anything. What really matters is that sexuality is a part of your expression as a god and goddess on this planet. So once you can start there, then that would pretty much solve everything.
So, but that's you step into the plate with a good stand.
It was a big question.
Now we want the right, swing. How do you spin that stick? But I understand what you're saying. The first step is to know who you are and what your purpose is on life. And then, the proper.
Yeah, because when I first had sex at the age of 18, like I didn't think of myself as a goddess. I didn't understand anything about feminine energy or masculine energy, or that, sex is really about the exchange of energy, which you can't actually see. Well, some people can, but most can't. So I didn't know that. I went into sex thinking it was a mechanical thing. Like I looked at a lot of porn as a teenager, and so when it came time to have sex, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do everything that I saw in the porn to the best of my ability, and it's gonna be amazing because it's sex. Of course, it's gonna be amazing. So I did everything I saw in the porns, and I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't have any orgasm. And then I really felt like shit because I was like, well, I did everything. I made the sounds. I went into the positions. Like, why did I not enjoy the sex? Like, something must be wrong with me.
But of course, you found out that nothing was wrong with you. You approached it.
Eventually, eventually I learned the truth. But back then, I didn't know.
Yeah, I got you.
So do you think there's anything detrimental about porn being your first form of education?
Yes, very much so. Because I thought that I would like sex to be rough. Because I consider like porn sex to be rough. But I thought, well, that's just the norm. So I tried to make myself be normal and mimic the style and the tempo and just the energy of what I saw in porn. And I kept trying to figure out, why can't I enjoy that? And I didn't realize until, maybe in my 30s, that style doesn't even work for me. It might work for other people, which is fine. But for me, it totally doesn't work.
Right. It just seems like it's a results-oriented activity where, the people are racing to get somewhere fast.
Yeah, they're focused on the destination, which, is the man ejaculating semen, or the woman squirting, or maybe having a clitoral orgasm. and that's about it.
Yeah, so it's performance based, so it's real surface,
Yeah.
and so to learn that, like, that's the danger, in my opinion, in not educating people when they're young before they get exposed, because there's so much
Yeah.
access to these things. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was young, I first got exposed to pornography when I was 12,
Yeah.
and that was through dirty magazines, as we call them,
Yeah.
and a couple VHS tapes that we may have found like
Yeah.
at somebody's parents' collection or something.
Yeah.
And you sneaking around.
Yeah,
Now,
I did it too.
yeah. Now every child has a phone,
Oh,
access to
wow.
the internet, and they got access to porn. So
Yeah, they do.
and this happens at a young age. So what do you how young do you think males and females should be when they first begin to be educated about the art and the science of sex?
Well, young, young. I mean, my eldest son, I introduced him to tantric sex, like a video of showing, like, it was called conflict resolution, and it was a husband and wife, Carl and Kenya Stevens, and they were showing how they use sexual energy to, to heal each other after having an argument. And my son was maybe about 10 years old, and I let him watch it, and he really loved it, and he asked me to watch it again. And so, like, that was, to my knowledge, that was his first, like, experience of seeing what, sacred sexuality looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't like porn. It wasn't like, they weren't having oral sex and all of that. It was more like energy work. But my son got to see what it looks like when a woman is having energy orgasms and is
Mm-hmm.
crying from the energy. Like, he got to see that really young.
Mm-hmm.
So now that he's 18, like, he's not really impressed by porn.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, that's
That's
heavy. That's heavy.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
me, my introduction to sexuality was masturbation.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is also it can be a problem if it's not done correctly, because the only thing I was doing was just jerking off, busting a nut, and then going to sleep.
Yeah.
That's how I put myself to sleep. I didn't want to think about this. Then I jerk off, go to sleep.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that when you enter into sexuality with another person, you've already trained yourself to be quick.
Totally.
And the habit of after ejaculation going to sleep, and that's frustrating to the lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we learn a lot of things that just it takes us away from our true human expression.
Totally. See, no one told you that, at a young age, that you can have sexual enjoyment anywhere in your body, and that you don't have to just only go directly to your penis. You could feel it anywhere. So if your parents or your family had taught you that, you wouldn't have become addicted to jerking yourself off. Like, that would have just been one of the possibilities, but you could have also done so many other things with your body, but no one told you.
Well, I couldn't talk to him about it.
Yeah, that too.
Well, oh no.
Tell me how to please myself, mom and dad.
Yeah, there's so much shame around sexuality. I mean, we can go into the history of things in the country in America, and it seems to be extremes where you either are very prude about sex because you're extremely ashamed of your body and you made to feel that it's a sinful act, or you overcompensate in that and going to the opposite extreme and just having some hardcore pornography type sex where there's a disconnection.
Totally.
So like when you said your son by watching that at a young age, then he was not impressed by porn. And I think that's very powerful to be able to expose our youth to
because here's the thing, like when it's really scary because if boys who are looking at porn, as we know it today, they're getting a false impression of what it looks like when a woman is being pleased.
Mm.
Like they don't know the difference between a woman who's faking it versus a woman who's really actually orgasming. They believe what they're seeing in the porn.
Mm.
So that's why I was saying my son isn't, as impressed. Not that he's never enjoyed any porn, but like, because he understands that, a woman's pleasure, it's emotional, it's healing, because he actually saw that very young. He even asked me to do tantra on him, you know, when he was a kid. So because he understands it's more about the energy, like he's not fooled by porn.
Right. That's powerful. And that brings me to this question. Well, what can you say about the quality of energy and the quality of consciousness of a woman's or a man's, or in most cases a male or female's first sexual experience?
Mm-hmm.
The quality of their first sexual partner, actually, the quality of consciousness, the quality of energy,
Yeah.
and how that affects them being their first sexual experience.
It can be devastating. It can be really devastating. One of my ex-boyfriends, when he first had sex, what happened was he did not ejaculate. He didn't come. And, it was probably because he was really nervous. And the girlfriend that he had, she was questioning, well, why didn't you come? And he couldn't figure out why. They tried a couple more times, and he wouldn't come when he was with her. And so after he broke up with her, like he didn't have sex for like over 10 years, like all through his 20s.
Wow.
And there's other men like him. So it devastated him so much. And then he eventually started dating me, and we were together for 2 years, and it was frustration because it was the same. Like I tried to assure him that, like, I don't care if you come or not, but he felt so stressed about the fact that the only way he could climax was by jerking his penis off with his own hand.
Oh.
Right? That was the only thing that worked. Like nothing else worked. And it really, really, really bothered him.
Mm-hmm.
Even after he broke up, like I know he hasn't gotten with anyone else because just the stress of dealing with that, like it's so much for him that he'd rather just be single and not date any women.
Did you ever suggest to him to stop using his hand, like for at least a month or so?
Yeah, I had talked to him about laying off from the jerking and looking at porn every day, and he tried, and but like back then I didn't really have any skills myself, so I didn't really know how to help him. And like I didn't know how to help him become resensitized.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though he took a break, it was embedded into his neural network.
Right.
That the only way to ejaculate is with lots of friction.
Mm. Mm. Well, I would say,
and not just that, I think it was also psychological too. I think that he just also did not feel comfortable ejaculating in front of a woman. Like it was a vulnerability thing.
Interesting.
I think for most men,
Mm-hmm.
it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Or their first sexual experiences that they ejaculate.
Yeah. I've heard that too from some former clients of mine, where if the girl dissed them for coming too soon, depending on the sensitivity of the man, if he already had like low self-esteem going into sex, then a criticism like that could devastate him for like 10, 15, 20 years. So the level of consciousness that he had at the time of losing his virginity really matters. If he knows that he's valuable and lovable and all of that, then a criticism like that won't necessarily harm him. But if he's already not feeling like he's that attractive, or he can really get the girl he wants, and then he finally has sex and she disses him, it will just mess him up.
Yeah, but I think it'll mess him up from a sexual standpoint.
Hmm.
Now he'll still be a star athlete. He'll still have all those other qualifications
Yeah, yeah,
that he'll still demonstrate that. But when he approaches another woman, that experience will still be lodged in his mind,
it does.
unless he gets with a lady that knows how to slow him down and
Yeah, exactly.
let him have that first one and keep engaging him and let him know that he's she redo what the first one did.
Exactly, exactly. And the same thing with women. A lot of women had a very bad first experience. Um, and it really helps if women can get with a man who is a healer, a sex healer, so that the damage can be undone.
Yeah, yeah, it's important
Hmm.
for
Right,
both of them.
exactly.
Yeah.
So look, we're gonna pause for the cause, and we're gonna discuss our new product, Sweet and Tight. I'm gonna pass it on to Haleen. Tell us about our product and the benefits of it, Haleen.
Yes, we come up, or we came with the product Sweet and Tight, because we know that we're living in a toxic environment. I mean, just breathing air is toxic. There are parasites all over, just walking, we're just in a toxic environment. And so when we engage each other, we want to have a purity, a cleanliness about us from the inside out. And so we put the product together based on nature's way of clearing and purifying our human body, which is detoxification. And so we put ingredients in, pull toxins out of the environment. I mean, out of your human environment. And then we added the fruit extracts because we know that we are what we eat or what we consume. As we add the fruit extracts so that we have that sweet taste, that sweet nectar taste. And so we call it sweet and tight. Once the woman pulls the toxins out of her body, her vagina naturally goes to the state that it's supposed to be in. The pH level is supposed to be just slightly acidic. And from that place or that environment, all of her probiotics, they come in there and they balance themselves out. They eat up the bad bacteria, and her environment is the way it's supposed to be, sweet and tight.
And that's wonderful because we're talking about the first sexual experiences. They have a lot to do with the building of confidence, and confidence is very important in your sexual life. And so, for ladies, they want to make sure they smelling good and tasting good, but also, the ladies they want to have a nice smelling and tasting man as well. So does this product help the males too, Holly?
Oh, absolutely. It works the same way on the men that it works on the women. It pulls the toxins out of our bodies, uh, and when those toxins are out of our body, our um, internal structure goes naturally to where it's supposed to be, slightly alkaline. And that balance between acidic and alkaline just attracts the beauty of the male and female. And also with the fruit extracts, we have that sweet taste. So that's where it's supposed to be, and that's what we scientifically put our nutrients into the formula so that we go back to nature's way.
Wonderful. So all you have to do is go to www.qualityheartbeats.com, like you see here. Click on the sweet and tight product, and this will pop up. And go on and make your purchase for your loved one and for yourself.
That's it. That's what's up.
That's what it is. So back to our topic at hand.
So
So
Lesley, if you don't mind, we want you to give your contact information out again, because you have some very valuable information, and I know that there are those who would really want to take advantage of the knowledge that you possess.
Yes, you can go to leslietavernier.com, or you can look up Lesley Tavernier on Facebook, on Instagram, or YouTube, and you'll find me.
Okay. Now, this is a question I wanted to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that I see you,
Mm-hmm.
every time that I hear you,
Okay.
you just have this lovely smile. Your voice puts me at ease.
Thank you.
And it's like, you know, I can just share any and everything with you. I can be vulnerable. I can just, you know, just open up. Now, is that uh, the qualities that you share to other women as to how they can, you know, take that edge off their man and have him open up and just give themselves to you, you know, free?
Yeah. I mean, for me, communication is a form of lovemaking. So when a man and a woman are speaking to each other, it should feel like masculine and feminine energy, having a good time together.
Yes.
So if the conversation doesn't feel like lovemaking, then something is off. The chemistry is off. So that's a pretty good signal right there that when you get to the bedroom, it's not going to be as great as you would like to be because the communication was off. And that's like foundational.
Yes. Yes.
And
So, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sammy. Go ahead.
and so that way of communicating, I love
Mm-hmm.
that. When you're communicating, if it doesn't feel like love making, then you're not communicating. Really. And I love that. So now, if someone and you just answered part of the question. Well, you just partly answered my question. Maybe there's some more to this question here. If someone is damaged from their first experience, what are some ways that they can heal from that damage and get back into alignment with a healthy sexual perspective?
Yeah. So first, we have to relearn what sex is, because if you don't relearn what it is, then it's like you're doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result. So as long as I kept on doing porn, I kept getting the same result. So for me, because I had bad first experiences, so what helped for me was to relearn what sex is. And so when I went to a male healer, um, you know, the way that he helped me was over the phone. And I was really skeptical because I was like, well, how are you going to please me over the phone? Like, because I wasn't into phone sex really. Like, I don't want to talk like that. That stuff doesn't do anything for me. But what he helped me to learn over time was that it's really about energy. And so eventually I started to feel the energy and I started to feel pleasure and then started to have orgasms over the phone with him. And so those experiences helped me to then understand that, oh my God, sex is not what I thought it was. It's really not what I even thought it was, because like, how is this even happening? This man is 3,000 miles away.
Wow.
And I'm having orgasms with him. Like, how is this happening? I didn't see this in porn. So once I really started to learn and experience that it's about energy, then I mean, just that, like, that shifted everything. So now it wasn't about, well, am I gonna have a G-spot orgasm? Like I stopped thinking about that crap. And how does he look, or how do I look, or is he overweight, or is he too skinny, or like I, I was able to begin to let go of all that artificial, superficial, surface level stuff, and focus more on, well, how do I feel when I'm with this person? Am I in the feminine and he's in the masculine? And if I am in the feminine, which of the four feminine archetypes am I in? And which of the four feminine masculine archetypes he's in? And once I became able to sense that and feel that, that's when sex became really dynamic for me.
So a short, fat guy like me now.
You could turn me out.
No, but the question I really want to ask, I will just prelude. So the G-spot orgasm, the breast orgasm, the clitoral orgasms, throat orgasms. You're not disparaging them. You're saying
no. I'm saying
you can have the full body experience.
Yeah, these are more, those other kinds of orgasms are more likely to occur when you understand that sex is about the movement and the exchange of energy.
Yes.
Because if you think that it's just a mechanical thing, then you're going to get the dildo or whatever, and you're going to keep trying to find this G-spot, trying to somehow mechanically find your throat orgasm, and that's just not going to work. You're not going to mechanically find it. Like it's an energy thing. So we have to resensitize ourselves like deeply so that we can actually feel energy. And then sex becomes the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I can
exactly.
understand. Yeah, I can understand that.
So look, ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear, Lesley is a very powerful feminine power coach. And she specializes in helping women to communicate authentically. She's a wonderful, authentic communicator, as you can see. Her voice it calms me down, has me really at ease. I'm just relaxed. It's like I'm yenned out. I think she transferring some energy through this internet right now. And she also, shows women how to let go of control and open their hearts and be vulnerable to men. And a vulnerable woman is very sexy to a man. It turns us on, and it makes us feel more powerful as men. It makes us feel more protective, and just very strong and effective, So just contact Lesley on all of her sites. Facebook is everything Lesley Tavernier. Facebook,
Everything.
YouTube, Instagram.
Everything.
You can contact her and try her services out. Go on and get some of this coaching from her. And Lesley, we definitely want to thank you for joining us again.
My pleasure.
And hey, look, we're gonna see you again. I think we're just gonna book you for interviews just so we can hear your energy and feel your energy through the internet. I think that's what we're gonna do.
Have a 3,000 mile away.
But yeah, but everyone, thank you for watching the Harmony and Strength Show, and we pray that you receive something of benefit tonight that you can put to good use towards your optimal living experience. And with that, we're going to leave you how we started with our wonderful ad, Sweet and Tight. Make sure you visit the site and pick it up.
Come, experience the wonders of Sweet and Tight. We follow nature's way by going deep at the cellular level to pull toxins out of your body, leaving you fresh as spring. A freshness that carries the hypnotic fragrance of pheromones, producing a sweet surrender. When used regularly, this special blend of fruit extracts will allow you and your partner to enjoy the continued sweetness of your feminine nectar. Order now at www.qualityheartbeats.com.